Let's face it, we all know someone with a short fuse. They're the ones who erupt over a spilled coffee or a missed deadline. It's like they're carrying a volcano inside, ready to blow at any moment. And sometimes that volcano erupts right in our direction. Now, you can't change someone else's temper, you can't control their reactions, but you can learn to navigate their world. You can develop strategies to keep those eruptions from scorching your own well-being. This isn't about tiptoeing around on eggshells, it's about understanding the dynamics of hot tempers and equipping yourself with the tools to handle them effectively. Because let's be honest, life's too short to live in a constant state of high alert. It's time to take back your power and create a more peaceful existence, even amidst the storms of someone else's anger. So, what makes some people fly off the handle so easily? Well, it's a combination of factors. Some folks are simply wired with a hair-trigger temper. It's in their genes. They might have a lower tolerance for frustration or a harder time regulating their emotions. Then there are the environmental factors. Past experiences, especially those involving trauma or abuse, can leave deep scars that manifest as anger. Stress, lack of sleep, and even low blood sugar can shorten anyone's fuse. Identifying the traits of a hot-tempered individual can be your first line of defense. They might be quick to criticize, blame others, or interrupt. They might have a sharp tone of voice, use aggressive body language, or have difficulty calming down once they're upset. Recognizing these signs can give you a heads up, allowing you to approach the situation with more awareness and caution. Remember, knowledge is power. The more you understand about hot tempers, the better equipped you'll be to handle them. The first rule of dealing with a hot-tempered person is this: don't meet fire with fire. It's like throwing gasoline on a bonfire. The flames will only get higher and hotter. When you encounter an angry person, the most powerful thing you can do is stay calm. Take a deep breath, lower your voice, and speak slowly and clearly. To avoid getting defensive or argumentative, even if you're in the right, remember you're dealing with someone who is emotionally flooded. Logic and reason have taken a back seat. Another crucial strategy is to not take their anger personally. Easier said than done, right? But remember, their anger is usually a reflection of their own internal struggles, not a direct attack on you. Sometimes the best thing you can do is give them space. Let them know you're willing to talk when they've calmed down, and then step away from the situation. This gives them a chance to cool off and regain their composure. Now, staying calm and giving space doesn't mean you become a doormat. You have every right to protect yourself from verbal or emotional abuse. This is where setting boundaries comes in. Boundaries are like invisible fences that define what you will and will not tolerate. For example, you might say, "I understand you're upset, but I'm not going to allow you to yell at me." Or, "If you continue to speak to me disrespectfully, I'm going to leave the room." Enforcing boundaries can be tough, especially if the other person is used to walking all over you. But stand your ground. Your emotional well-being depends on it. Remember, setting boundaries isn't about controlling the other person. It's about taking control of your own experience. It's about creating a safe space for yourself where you can interact with others without feeling threatened or belittled. Sometimes you can diffuse a tense situation with a little creativity. Distraction can be a surprisingly effective tool when dealing with someone who's on edge. If you sense a storm brewing, try changing the subject. Redirect their attention to something more positive or neutral. You could say, "Hey, did you see that incredible sunset last night?" Or, "I was just reading about this fascinating new study." Humor, used carefully, can also be disarming. A well-timed joke or a light-hearted comment can break the tension and shift the mood, but be cautious. Avoid sarcasm or humor that could be perceived as mocking or belittling. The goal is to lighten the atmosphere, not escalate the conflict.